Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another HPowers 3 replay. So on the bottom right side is the blue Maltese. We have CrispyButt, Doctor. Spot on top left side is the red Spanish. We have alejofrancomed99. I have no idea what that means. Nor do I know about the Doctor of Crispy Butts. No deck selected for either player. For the natives match, we got the Sufi Moss, which can give you access to the Quiz Balash. It sounds, honestly, I've never seen these guys actually deploy on the field. To me, it sounds like they are a hybrid cavalry, armed with lance and bow, good against infantry. They may be not that great if people don't go for them, but maybe people just don't go for them because they're natives, because most people don't go for natives. You do get a bit of a double-edged sword. Village collecting rate, reduce the villagers' hit points by 40%, but improve the gathering rate for all resources. Additionally, you can get pilgrimage, which will give you some fattened goats. If they are fully fattened goats, that may be not half bad. Because each goat is what, 300 food capacity? Let's see, provides one fattened goat for every 2 minutes of game time. Cost is 500 resources, so you need at least 2 fattened goats to make this more or less break even, so 4 minutes. Not too bad. Then get up to 15. This one could potentially actually be pretty good if you're going to if you're trying to switch from native fauna to the farms, but need a transitioning item. This could be a good item for an interim. And Sharia law. Let's just go ahead and not comment on that one. Spanish player has now gone for a revolution deck, I think. Though it's spelled funny, so I may be misreading that. Settlers, town militia, capitalism, villagers, wood coin, pikemen, and cavalry attack, and cavalry hit points. For infinite outposts, royal creed to claim the new world. Viceroyalty of Spain, which can give you access to some 2 haciendas for 200 wood, not bad. Additionally, you can get some cows from it. I'm biased towards cows. Hussars, cavalry combat, lancers, falconets, advanced frontier defenses, fort, Spanish gold, Habsburg allies, get a bunch of people, fine people with funny faces. Hussars, culverins, heavy cannon, factory. For the Maltese, we got D2. Settlers, going for the Charmelite churches, add to +2 the build limit, which can give you a decent amount of experience trickle. German tongue, bailiff, improves your grandmaster on combat, enables him to boost nearby building construction speed, and gives him a powerful Carperine, not canine, Carperine companion. Oh yeah, heroic sheep scout. It gives, let's see, delivers 1 Lamb the Creator heroic sheep scout that cannot attack. That is just straight up Age of Empires 2 reference. I love it. Bringing in constructions, wood, coin, hand over allies, sentinels, flamethrowers. Fort construction enables force to be constructed by your Grand Master and sentinels in any age. Build limit +1. They build faster for each age up. Increases build 4 limit. This tutorial coin, Spanish tongue, fire throwers, fixed gun, hired armored pistoliers, pandurers, Sovereign Order Malta, fire towers, Russian tongue, fire throwers, rockets, and factory. So we got a fire thrower deck, mixing with some cost-effective sentinels, and potential turtle. We may see more or less a turtle Maltese deck versus a Revolution Spanish deck. Interesting how this goes. The Spanish Explorer, custom name because there's no space there, Fortune Diaz, that may be his actual name. And of course his faithful companion, Queso, the doggo. And Captain Jawline. Okay, that's definitely custom name. Going for fort construction now. How expensive is that fort? Is it like 400, 400, 600, 600? Same as like the Mexican forts? Hunting dog was not be researched by the Spanish and coin. You have this one soon to be built. Red has 2 trade posts, cross on separate trade routes. Or should I say, built one and is building another. Queso will provide some moral support. He is a motion support animal in order to help him build the trade post. Got the 2 churches here. And now going for... Wait. He's actually building the fort behind his base. It does cost 600, 500. Why right there? Why not right here? Am I stupid? Probably. But I still question this placement. Maybe because it takes a very long time to build, even by the Grand Master, that he wants to make sure it doesn't get rushed down. But the Spanish player is going for a fast industrial so he can revolt. But revolt to who? Or to whom? It'll be who, because they're not Mexicans, they can revolt once. Like a normal person. Sentinels not being shipped on in. Wait, it also says that Sentinels can also build them. In theory, once he deploys out the Sentinels, he should be able to aid the Grandmaster in building the fort. Maybe he should have waited for the fort construction until he got the other shipment in. And red sign from the trade post, very nice. Hunting doggos being researched. We got the gang saw and the bishop. To allow the Spanish player to move diagonally better towards his opponent's base. He's also going for the royal decree to claim the new world. Please tell me you can get shipments of conquistadors for that. I don't know, but it would just make sense if you can get conquistadors from it. Going for the church for some divine intervention. And now the fort is being assisted with the sentinels. Fort of St. Michael. Now the fort is complete. The build bounty for building a fort is 220 experience. It's actually not too terribly high, honestly. Now it's going for the German tongue, which will give him some settlers and a commandery. Got a covered wagon here that can be deployed right next to this other town center for the profit. A log flume now being deployed on out. We do have the commandery wagon here. When he gets that deployed on the field, we can get out more settler wagons. The Spanish player is now aging up, or has militia available. Spanish gold is a good one for me to go for. Council is still being built. He does get additional housing now. It may be a good idea to send Queso on the middle of the map just for scouting purposes, just to spot anything that advances. Love the quiet game. Let's go and just fast forward a little bit since it's a little bit passive. Bringing up core constructions there, more settler wagons. The Maltese is at 32 villagers. His opponent is at 24, bringing on his own mighty fort for defensive purposes. If he's going to try for faster industrial, that makes sense. And now he's going for the engineer. But that can also give him another fort. Having 2 forts for defense if you plan to revolt may be a good idea. All depends who you're going to revolt to, and I don't know many of the revolt decks off the top of my head. Or they're Mexican. But then I know some. Forts being deployed in a very defensive position as well. 1000 outposts in the field, going for a mill. He is really not eyeing to go onto the map. Got the Viceroy in New Spain now being deployed in the field, which will give him a pair of haciendas. Which they both can support up to 20 villagers. Number of trade posts. Got the factory wagon and now going for mercantilism to get more experience. 2 ships now available. The haciendas being set to villagers. Got a covered wagon over here. The Maltese has advanced to age 3. Now he's going to age 4, going to the Ministry of War. Got a number of hospitals. Factory back here, going for wood income. I'm biased towards heavy cannon. And now he's going to mass produce villagers at the haciendas. Stable now being built. There's another mill here. The Spanish player will max out villagers pretty quickly. Going for the veteran Hussars research. He has a big reserve of coin on the field. His opponent has a decent force here of field guns, hospitaller, order dragoons, and sentinels. Going for the Russian tongue, which will give him some cavalry good at siege and killing villagers. And the Maltese is eyeing for a single factory to deploy out some heavy cannon. Like I said, I'm biased towards heavy cannon, so I do agree with that. Though it's hard to say what would be the correct option. The Spanish player is going for heavy cannon, or a mix of hussars and cannon. He is going for wood towards factories and not relying on the land. He prefers building against wood from factories. We got commandery over here. The Spanish player, not max on villagers, far from it. Going for more hussars. Opponent's going for a good number of... He's probably seen his opponent's deck. He has a good number of fire throwers, so that's why he's going for a large amount of cavalry. Cannon will always be useful, and mass hussar will be very effective. Orchipenics, or however you pronounce it, Orchipenics, do have excellent siege damage, but they're overall for a hussar variant. They're raiding cavalry. They're not even really close to hussars. They are heavy cavalry, good against hitting villagers and structures, as well as against siege units. Maltese players has 175 population. The Spanish have 149. Going for more hussars now. Switches factors of coin production. He may be eyeing to revolt relatively soon. Maltese does get more heavy cannon there, going for more hospitallers. Hospitallers are a hussar variant. They have excellent siege damage, excellent melee attack. They are �2x population. Bit of AoE, some bonus damage versus cavalry, a decent amount, but not as high as pikemen. As far they are hussar variant. Guard hussars doing up to 54 damage. And now bring in the wild geese and the royal halberdiers. Bring in his church improvements now. He doesn't like the fact that he can see his opponent's army is advancing its way forward. Trying to push his way forward. The heavy cannon are now being deployed on the field. Does get a volley there. Got a good number of falconets. Fire throwers push forward. The AoE damage will be useful. Royal halberdiers go on the field. They're helping push them forward. Red's now broken through towards his opponent's cannon. Wild Geese, or of course an Irish Brigadier variant, a mercenary gun musketeer, but they're not too terribly great at this moment. And blue does get fully surrounded there and annihilated. And mass cavalry, which is a little bit too effective for him. Heavy cannon still firing away. Spanish player won that fight pretty handily. Now got more hospitalers to engage the hussars. Wild Geese, or Wild Goose. 22 damage. They actually have pretty good rate of fire. But overall, I'm not too terribly impressed for them at this current point in age. More culverins being queued on up. Red still being defensive. He's eyeing for revolution. He doesn't want to go on the offense at the moment. He has a massive reserve of resources. He's actually going for age 5? Or is he going to try to revolt? Pushing the wood production now, so maybe enter a revolt soon. Haciendas are... Still only has 57 villagers. Nowhere near enough maxing. Now we've got the Walloon Guards, which I think is a Nazim Fusilier variant, right? Looks like Nazim Fusilier. They are a mercenary unit. How's all cavalry at range? Yep, looks like they're Nazim Fusilier. They offer bonus damages cavalry at range. That's 70 damage per attack, which is very, very good. And also I'll have good hand attack against cavalry as well. Same DPS, however. 35 damage times 2. Actually, no, their hand attack will be less versus cavalry. The times half attack speed, but half the damage, which makes sense. Nope, never mind. Their hand attack is still better, and now they are revolted. He does get now a number of revolutionaries. He probably could switch his factory production to something else, such as heavy cannon rather than wood. Revolutionaries only cost food as well. Just push his way forward. He's revolted to Chile. What's it, Texas? Chileans. I thought Chile had like 3 stripes on the flag. No, they had that blue corner, while Texas has a solid blue rectangle. Right? You can get out Advanced Mill, which is worthless. Advanced Stock, which is worthless. Fishing Market, which is okay. Schooners, which there's no naval in this map, so it's worthless. More boats, worthless. Sustainable Agriculture, Liberation March. Saltieras, grants a small trickle of coin. +3 estate wagons, that could be useful. Fishing fleet, worthless. German settlements, that's actually going to be useful. Infinite Gatling guns, that times 4 infinite Gatling guns, that's actually really good. 16 revolutionaries, good. Mapuche Bolos riders can be good. Infinite force can be good. Ironclads, worthless. And military parade, which give you Prussian needle guns and Uhlans. So they're skirmishers, German skirmishers, German Uhlans. Alright, push this way forward. Has a number of guard hospitalers. Hussars of Death, pushing way forward. Got a number of revolutionaries. This force just needs to split from the cannon and charge way forward. Start taking out some of the other structures. Revolutionaries here in good numbers, plus some wild geese still alive. Revolutionaries are, of course, a musketeer variant. Another round of hospitalers push way forward. Red's losing quite a bit of formations there due to the heavy cannon. Heavy cannon annihilating formations, these guys. These heavy cannon, the fact that Culverin's still back here and not push way forward is a big problem for Red. The heavy cannons just annihilating these formations. Doing 600 damage per strike, they annihilate the revolutionaries. Another round of hospitalers to engage the order, the Hussars of Death. Try to hit the heavy cannon now. Hussars of Death do not take out the heavy cannon. More of the formation of the infantry starting to get annihilated. The Walloon Guards are still here in good numbers. When the heavy cannon does go down, the heavy cannons can engage. We've got some Ascaris here. Not sure where they came from. Oh, we got a flank of the villagers trying to punch the cannon. And now got fire throws also trying to punch some of these or engage some of these cannon. Their attack is siege at range, so they don't have to really get close. Fire throws getting hit. So as this heavy cannon firing away, the culverts have not properly targeted the heavy cannon. That is the big problem right now for Red. He did not take out the heavy cannon. The heavy cannon just annihilated his mass force. And there we go. Red's army gets annihilated due to a handful of heavy cannon. And that's one reason why I'm biased towards heavy cannon. Got a good number of blue villagers here. We got another round of order Hussars of Death. They cost same as regular Hussars, so they're very overstated Hussars, that's for sure. The Chilean player is eyeing for some free villagers, bringing some settler wagons as well. Very nice. Going for a shipment of revolutionaries. I think it's actually better to go for the Gatling guns at this moment in time. He realizes fighting gets a good number of hospitalers, so the Gatling guns would probably work better. After all, they're more of an anti-infantry, anti-mass siege unit. Fireflowers do have ranged resist rather than siege resist. I think Gatling guns do range damage, right? They do siege damage. Can't remember. Lion player trying to go for more settler wagons. And he has too much wood in inventory. Since he had his factory set to wood for so long, that has actually been a problem since he needs to set them to, well, something. Coin or food will both not be half bad. Maybe set one to food, one to coin, so we can get more Hussars of Death. Going for more falconets wouldn't be half bad. Does he have artillery foundry? He has an arsenal. Don't see artillery foundry, so we can't go for more falconets. Revolutionaries only cost food, so they're cheap and expensive at the same time. They're not very well statted, honestly. They do offer decent melee resist. Order Hussars of Death trying to engage Hospitalers. Hospitalers makes good damage. Hussars of Death needs to go straight for the heavy cannon. Musketeers, Revolutionaries are getting annihilated by the heavy cannon. And right now, the Guard Hospitalers offer good damage and a bit of AoE, so they annihilate those Revolutionaries no problem. And I think the Chilean player has lost the game. Heavy cannon. I love heavy cannon. Got some Order Chimpanics that do offer good siege damage. They do cost 150, while Hospitalers do also have good siege damage, which do cost 200. So the Order Chimpanics are better for siege, and plus raiding what few villagers with a handful of them is actually a good idea as well. And looks like the Chilean player does back the game now. It's Android saying, thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.